All right there, everybody. It's me, Normal Corey, and I'm back again for a video today, and I am excited because I've got my trusty MPC Live 3 here, and today we're going to talk about burnout and limitations to producing creatively. Now, for me and my art, and my craft, it's music, and it's also video production. And one reason I'm excited about this video is because for the first time, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but we are going to go behind the third wall a little bit, and I'm going to show you my video production as well, because went out of town for a couple days, feeling inspired, made a video every single day for the past 9 days, and was thinking about the video I wanted to do today. Had some things I was inspired by, but I was thinking about that feeling of being burned out and not wanting to produce something, and I thought, what a great video to make. Before I went on that trip, I know I'm gonna have to trade in my, not trade it in, but I'm gonna need to send my MPC Live 3 in for repair because the XLR inputs aren't working, and that's something that's actually really necessary for me. And I was talking about how vulnerable that felt and how upsetting it was. I was talking to my coworker about it, and she just said, well, isn't that a great thing to make a YouTube video about, you know? So I think I've been feeling really inspired by that since then in this process of YouTube, of sharing. So please like and subscribe if you appreciate what I'm doing. If you're someone that struggles to make music every day, you struggle to make videos of yourself making music, if you struggle with any sort of creative process, I'm hoping this video is for you and will be helpful for you. So please like and subscribe if you appreciate what I'm doing. Email me at normalcorey.com if you want to take a class with me on making music with your MPC Live 3. So let's just go ahead and let's hop right in. I have 10 things that get in the way of the creative process. So the first thing I would say is comparing yourself to others. And I think the biggest thing when it comes to comparing yourself to others, it really comes down to fear. We compare ourselves to others because we don't really want to face who we are, and we don't really want to take a look at who we are. So we kind of look at ourselves through other people. And whether that be that we think other people are better than us, oh my gosh, these people are so much better than me, I can never make art as good as they do, I should just quit, I should just not be creative, I should just not do anything. Or it very well could be, you know, I see these other people creating here on social media, I see these other people, and I'm just really embarrassed. I don't want to be someone who makes something really bad. I see these other people who do bad things and I don't want to be bad. And I think in the world of social media where it feels like there's a flood of all of these people sharing things with us, you know, we compare ourselves to others, but I don't think we really need to do that. I don't think that that's very helpful, you know? I'm Corey, I'm here. I could spend all of my time comparing myself to other people, but I am who I am, and I'm doing what I do. And whenever I'm coming from that really grounded base, this kind of becomes easy. This is just sort of what I do. I like to make music every single day, and I like the challenge of it. And it doesn't matter if other people are better or worse than me at it, because I'm just here on planet Earth and I'm doing what I'm doing. Apologies, I have on this phone, I have my notes. So I'm trying to kind of keep things on track and in order. So the next thing I'm gonna talk about goes into these notes and everything is having too many tools, you know? This is kind of about comparing yourself to others where, you know, the MPC sample came out recently, and we have to understand these social media platforms, they're number one, they are marketing platforms. So Akai, more power to them because they have really, really used this marketing platform very well of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, not so much. I'm not seeing it so much on TikTok. Maybe that's just the algorithm that I'm part of. But yeah, these algorithms will show you the best, new, greatest thing, and the MPC sample is the thing that's coming up. And yeah, I was comparing myself to other people, and I was jealous of the people who had it. I was upset at myself that I had this MPC Live 3. It's all big and clunky, even though it has a battery. It's technically portable. The MPC sample just seemed so perfect, and I had so much FOMO. And you know, I shouldn't compare myself to others because upon further thought about it, the MPC sample, it's a sample-based device. I really like, and you'll see later in this video when I produce a song as quickly as possible, I kind of like that this is a DAW in a box, so I don't need the MPC sample for what I do, and maybe when I research it more, maybe it is something to buy, but oftentimes, and one reason why I went with the MPC Live 3 is that you'll just have way too many tools. You'll get too much gear and you won't actually use all of it, and you're just kind of like struggling with all of it and just kind of figuring out the right thing. So sometimes it limits us by having too many tools. And that goes into my next point, which is the thing that can limit us creatively is actually just not having the right tools. And maybe this could also be not having enough tools. I know that limitations can lead to creativity in the very sense that, you know, if I didn't have a beat pad, if I didn't have any music, you know, when I was a little kid, my family said that I just would write jingles all the time. I would just do little jingles. So when it comes to being creative and making music, I guess when it comes down to it, all I really need is my voice. And then maybe if I didn't even have my voice, I would just tap things. So in some ways, the less you have, the more creative you are. And on the flip side of it is not having the right tools can get in the way of your creative freedom. I know the MPC Live 3, based on my life and my experience with making music, you know, I would have friends or I would have girlfriends that they would, you know, they would just always be late. I'd be really angry because I'm like, I'm a musician. I know I want to make music right now. And I'm sitting at this doorstep and I can't do it. And I'm really angry and upset. This tool is for me. I can bring this with me everywhere. And it's basically a computer in a box. I fell in love with music production from FL Studio. And FL Studio can do all these things, can do super easily. So, you know, you got to figure out what's the right tool for you. And there's a lot of trial and error in that process. So as much as having too many things can get in the way of the creative process, if you don't have enough things in the sense of you don't have the right tools, that'll also get in the way of the creative process. So to talk about that, I've had this device for a while, and it started with the MPC Live 2. You know, I got an Octatrack initially for my vision of being able to do everything a DAW could do in a box, but it's not super portable. And then I had a Novation Circuit, trying all these devices, but there was always a lot of pieces you had to throw together. So ever since I've had the MPC Live, it's been amazing for producing songs every single day. It's a very simple, easy process for me, and there might be a device that's better for you. I think Novation, Akai, these companies are really, really quality companies. You know, you'll use some devices that like the Circuit, and it might be better for the newer ones too, and the more they do this, it's better, but you know, you would have a device and the knob would go off and it would turn on and you would destroy all your AAA batteries. Then you have to buy some new ones because it was turned on in your pack all day. Something like that's not gonna happen with this, with a lithium-ion battery. And also just even with the screen, if you press the on button, if you don't tap the screen in time, it's not gonna turn on. So if you go with a company that is really well reviewed, that will be really helpful for you too. So this kind of leads to me when it comes to making these YouTube videos. This is the first time I've really kind of shown my setup and my gear of actually making a video. So yeah, I had someone who very thankfully gifted me another phone. Technically I think I have like 5 phones, but this is a nice, more modern phone that has USB-C. So this is helpful for me shooting this video where I have one phone here, and that's gonna have the main video of my face, and then this right here is gonna have the video of the actual on top of the MPC Live 3. And we have these nice clamps. These are the best, these clamps to the side of the table, and these have been really awesome because for the first time I've been able to do, say, a tutorial on the bus with these two things, or you know, if I'm sitting at a seat, at a chair, I can actually get a video that's of pretty good quality if there's something cool behind me. It's all pretty small and pretty tight. When I'm here at home, I have this nice light so you can see my face well. Then I have my DJI mics, which I'm not gonna open it up because it'll mess with the audio quality, but it's coming out of here and it's going directly into the iPhone with the USB-C. And with here, it's coming out of the MPC Live 3, and it can go into one of the other lav mics plugged in directly. So we can get some pretty nice audio quality that way. And all of these tools used together, I don't want to talk too much about it because it'll get into another point that I'm going to say later. But these are the right tools for making videos. And it can seem like a lot of things, but for the quality of what I'm trying to do, these are the right things. And I've learned a lot through error. When it comes to the creative process, you do learn from error. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about, I believe this is number 4. I'm going to talk about just you're tired and you need to rest, you know? I think I was feeling tired and needing to rest, and I use that as inspiration for making this video, but you know, there might be one day that I got to switch things up, and I've been making these daily videos, but I don't want to burn myself out that I end up not making a video for like 2 or 3 months. So I need to be conscious and mindful of that and get some rest when I really, really need it, because I'm a human being, and that's a huge part of life. You can't just like work all of the time. You know, you got to actually get some rest. So this next point leads into my 5th point, and I need to get rest as a human being. It's easier when I'm here at home, but especially when I'm out of the road, I need to charge my batteries. When I went on this trip to Alabama and I made a video every day on the trip, you know, I very consciously, every time I would come home, whatever home was, wherever my landing base was, I brought an electrical outlet with me, an expansion port, had plenty of USB-C cables. It's easy when things use so much USB-C, but plug in the MPC right away, plug in these iPhones right away. We need this for the video, we need it. Before I sit down and rest, I go ahead and put this up because as I rest, these things are recharging too. We can recharge at the same time. If I just sit there and rest and don't do it, when it's time to make a video, I'm not gonna have the charge that I need. It's honestly embarrassing how many times I've gone to make a video and the video didn't work because I didn't have the proper charge. I had an idea to do something, but I wasn't in the position to actually get it done and do it. And it honestly, it really makes me really sad. All of those times make me really sad. I wish that I would have had things charged. So always charge your batteries, and charge your own batteries too. Get some rest, charge your batteries. This kind of goes into the next point, which I believe is number 6, which is things don't work right. You might have all of the right tools and exactly what you need, but things don't work the way that you expected. And on the flip side of this can actually lead to creativity and doing things new. I can't tell you how many things I've heard about musically that are really cool innovations in music because somebody ran something through the wrong thing, you know? They ran a vocal through a drum chain or something, and then it creates some really crazy effect. So the flip side of it is things not working. I think it's probably 50-50, probably more that it ruins it, but things not working the way that they would is just part of this process. Even if you have all of the right tools, we want to minimize it, but that can get in the way of us creating the things that we really want to create. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about kind of goes into things not working. It's basically, I'm talking about editing fatigue. And with all of these tools that I have right here, I would say when it comes to editing, we want to reduce and minimize bottlenecks at any point that we can, because there's things that are going to really slow us down. We want what we create to be quality. So for me, where I'm at, I'm trying to get better every single day with the music and with the videos. And there's a lot of things that I do to try to prevent bottlenecks that I would almost consider like our pre-editing, like creating a list to look at, to try to create like almost like a teleprompter for myself to create a video that's not too abstract and all over the place. So I don't have to go in and edit too much or at all. That saves a lot of time for me, because shooting this video right now, I look at my camera and I'm already at about 14 minutes. That's 14 minutes of your time. And then if on top of that, you're spending all of this time editing, that's a long time. The music itself, that requires editing. You know, you might just make a song like I'm going to tonight, but if you want to make something that's in the competition of music, you know, you're gonna spend some time editing, you know, that's gonna take some time. You wanna reduce bottlenecks. So as I was talking about with my gear, I use this software called Detail because whenever I'm actually shooting myself making music, I wanna have that overhead angle and I want the angle in front. Before, what I was doing, I was using Premiere Pro on my computer, and essentially I would airdrop, and this is with everything being an Apple product, I would airdrop everything from my iPhones. I would use 2 iPhones, then I would airdrop it to Premiere Pro. Even that process of airdrop, like, I've watched so many videos, so many tutorials on getting better at airdrop, how to Dropbox everything efficiently. Truth is whenever I'm doing that, it is a huge bottleneck. Maybe there will be, I need to be a little bit more quiet. I think my neighbor is kind of stirring, so I gotta be cautious of them. That's another part of all of this. Maybe there will come about some technological innovations that will actually make that easier, or maybe it's just my phone, maybe it's my storage, maybe there's a way to fix that. In the meantime, when I use this software Detail, sometimes things go wrong, but I can, within the apps of the iPhones, connect them, and it's all showing up on the same screen. When it comes to this lav mic, everything's going into the iPhone, because when I first started making music, I would have to sync the quality audio. I would have to like send it out of the sampler into the computer, then into the DAW to then be synced with the video. And that was just a really long process, and I didn't like doing that because I have other things I need to do, and you just get tired. You're a human being, so you want to minimize those bottlenecks. You want to minimize editing fatigue, where you're not really in a state of rest. You're just sitting there waiting to even edit your video. So everything that I have, it's going directly into this iPhone right here. So that means the editing process is there, and then the longest upload thing is probably to YouTube, which before I didn't have a good internet connection. Now I have a better internet connection. I think all of that kind of gets rid of the bottlenecks to where quality audio goes into the iPhone, all of the video goes directly into one iPhone. And if you're someone that's making music videos, you're someone that's making music, you've probably been in a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, this stuff takes so long. We want to create something that's quality. We also don't want to be editing to the point where we fatigue ourselves. And those of us who are YouTubers, or those who are YouTubers that are making money from it already, you can hire an editor. Me personally, that's not my position right now. I'm gonna keep doing this because I don't compare myself to others. So I'm trying to use the technology in my favor to make the thing that's of most quality, not because I compare myself to others, but because I know the quality of something that I want to do. So this leads to my last and final point. I think that the biggest, this is the last, and this is probably the biggest thing, that the biggest limitation to creativity and producing things creatively, that would be not doing what we love, doing the wrong thing. I think when only we know in our hearts what sparks and brings us joy, and we can do difficult, challenging things that fail when we really genuinely love them. So that's just what I would say. You know, you can tell, you know better than anyone else what you love. And one of my friends out here in Seattle, that's the most successful musician friend that I know, I was just kind of picking their ear about music and their success and what they see in other artists that are successful. And they were saying the biggest thing that, at least for their own craft, and this has stuck with me a lot, is that they only put out there things that they love, you know? I might be trying to do things every day now. I do love it, and I know that I love it. If you don't love something, you don't have to put it out there into the world, you know? But doing what we love is, you know, it makes us, it helps us with our creative drive, you know? So loving what we're doing and being on the right track, whatever that may be, that probably should have been step one in the video, but not doing that can really get in the way of our creativity and producing things that we want to do. It gets in the way of our drive. Because I think the last and final point that I'll make, and then we'll just jump into this beat, is I think for me, one thing that gets in the way of trying to produce videos as opposed to making music, it's vulnerable to share my music. But if I'm making music every day, I'm not necessarily sharing it, I'm just producing it. When it comes to YouTube and producing videos about me making music, I think the biggest thing that gets in the way is I get off, I work at a coffee shop. I love making beautiful coffee. I interact with so many people and I'm seen all day. And I think it's a human need to be seen. We all want to be seen. And on the flip side, I think in this time and place that we live, social media, all of these things, I think surveillance and things like that, the algorithms, it's almost a saturation of we're so incredibly seen. So, you know, one thing I can do some days if I'm actually feeling that way really intensely, I will just only show the sampler. And I see a lot of producers that do it that way, and I think that's cool too. And I get a lot of value from watching their content because it really is about the music. And for me, maybe this video today, it's kind of like trying to take that vulnerability and make content about that itself. So please like and subscribe if you appreciate this so far. Now we're just gonna jump in, we're gonna make a beat really quickly, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. One thing that I failed to mention earlier is that I do listen to my headphones for this portion of the video because we have some complicated wires coming out. Sometimes we might get feedback, so we do want to be able to hear that for this portion of the video. Everything's going in. I'll say the majority of the time spent for this part of the video, it's all about setup and getting the right angles. And even when I already have this set up, just things get moved around. I'm sure there's a way to make that even easier. I notice right now I have a wire going in the screen. But enough about the video setup. Now that we have that, I can show you how quickly I can make a beat. So I have some template, I have a template set up here called MIDI Looper. I made a video about it the other day, but I think that's a great way to make a beat fast. So I will say, if you use a template that you've made, you're gonna wanna make sure that when you name it, when we go here to save, we wanna save it as project as, because, and let's just go ahead and pick a tempo, 118. Let's go ahead and pick a key for the creative process. Let's say C minor. Let's say create. But now this is it's gonna save it as not the template, because you can destroy your template that way with all the things that you've added in there, and you don't want to do that. So yeah, let's go in and let's just try to make a song as quickly as we can, just to show you the beauty of the MPC Live 3. Let's make sure it's not too loud. Okay, that's because this isn't on. It's part of the process. Let's turn it on. Hopefully we don't get too much feedback. Test, test, test. All right, there we go. See, sometimes you don't turn things on, you gotta turn it on. Then we can hear it all, make sure it's not too loud. Okay, so we have a drum kit loaded up on track 1. Let's go to sounds, and I wanna switch it up. Let's go to, let's try classic drum machines. I haven't done this in a while. Let's say 707, I love a 707. It's an inspiring thing to me. Let's go down to 118, that's what I said it was gonna be. And before we start looping, I do really like the, oh, it has something already preloaded in. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, that sounds really bad to me. So let's go in here and let's clear it out. That doesn't sound good to me, but what we can do to go to step sequence number 1, and then we can sequence it ourselves. So up here we can sequence. And we're just gonna do a 4 on the floor. So the sequence is 4 bars long. You can scroll left and right with these 2 buttons that I'm doing up here. And you're not really able to see it. But let's go back to bar 1. It'll say which bar you're on right here. Sometimes when I'm doing classes with people, I realize I'm teaching them how to make a beat, and I'm like, I've been doing this so much that I need to slow things down, but I want to make this video about doing this fast. So let's put a swing of 58.3 in there to kind of humanize it. I'm vibing with this. Maybe do right here. Okay, so this is good just before the floor start. See, I'm already starting to swing. I'm tired, but I'm just having fun. So now I can just overdub it. Let's see, that's what we got. Okay, this sounds like a good starting point for me. So now if we go to the second one, go to arrangement, let's turn the overdubbing on. Let's go here. So basically I have a looper set up. This is -12. Let's go to C minor. So I know that I'm gonna like, that's all in Fabric. So before I build the song, I'm just gonna make sure there's sounds I like. Oh yeah, that's cool. So let's go to the second track. So this is kind of the opposite. Normally you would like pick the sounds as you're building the song, but let's do it before and see what we get. I like that. But I like the idea of like what weird things I might get. So for the synths have been kind of weird. I've been doing, I like that. And for the piano, let's try, I like that. And for the pad, let's just roll through. I didn't really like the bowed one. See, I have it transposed as well. Okay, I like that. Let's go to the mixer, but let's just kind of lower that one. Do the piano down a little bit. I already have it mixed based on the last project I did. So let's see what we get. We're just gonna record it really fast, and then we're gonna have a number 13. So then once we do it, we can mix it. And in here, we have an XY effect. So it's not gonna be recorded in, but at least for y'all watching the video, y'all can see this song that I make right now. So we have the drums. Let's go for it. Let's see if the metronome, yeah, it's just for record, so. All right, so now we're just doing the creative mixing. Let's put that XY effect on. All right, so that's just a little quick something that I did there. And, you know, this is a little template that I had set up before already, but I'm not self-conscious about it because I love it and I made something really quick and really fast. And you know what? Feeling tired at the beginning, but I always feel a little bit more energized once I make music. And just to show you how quickly you can record an idea, and I didn't necessarily have an idea to go into it and then just do it. Live 3, we made a song pretty darn fast. Please like and subscribe. If you stuck around this far, you probably love the MPC Live 3. You probably love music production. You're a creative person. Maybe you're just your friend and you like hanging out with me, so it feels like hanging out with me. I don't know. If you want to do a class on making beats with the MPC Live 3, email me at normalcorey.com. You know, I need to rest. Who knows? Might make a video tomorrow, might not. But I'm feeling really inspired, and I know that I will have way more content headed your way soon. So yeah, please stay tuned. Comment down below if you have any questions or any ideas. Thank you all so much for your support, and see you soon.